Hello there, it's Irene here from White Rose Wellness, and welcome. We have a full lunar eclipse. Hello. I'm gonna wave to a friend who's just joined in here. I'm doing a reading today for the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini, and so this is going to be a reading for each sign. And hello, Island Adventures 13, waving back to you. So I'm glad that you're here. Right now I'm doing this live on Instagram, and I will also be posting it onto YouTube. And I will do the timestamps, so if you're watching this later, you can always hop over there. And I'm also going to post this onto my Facebook page, Irene Bilton at White Rose Wellness. So yeah, so here we go. So just a little bit about what to me, what this full moon and the lunar eclipse is all about. To me, full moons are opportunities that to kind of pause and reflect. What we have done, what we've been working on over the past month. It gives us an opportunity to kind of slow down and like kind of reconsider, like what have I been doing this month? What do I want to carry forward? Is there anything here that I can release? Hello, a crone's voice. Lots of hearts to you. And it's kind of there's, to me, it can often be about a lot of gratitude. It gives us a chance to be grateful for what we've perhaps experienced or the lessons that we have learned. So the full moons really are about an opportunity where we kind of crest, and then we can release what either doesn't serve us or what we've already kind of worked through and we don't need anymore to take with us. So that's kind of what, just to boil it down, what full moons are really about for me. And then with it being a lunar eclipse, this is a really chance for us to examine our shadows. So what do I mean by our shadows? Those, to me, it's about those parts of myself that I would prefer either not to look at. Sometimes, like, can't really see your shadow, so the shadow can be about part of us that we don't see ourselves. Sometimes people may be reflecting it to us, but we may not really want to kind of admit that, okay, this is something that either a strength or weakness on our part. Or even more so, to me, it can be about those parts of ourselves, I'm going to speak for myself, those parts of myself that I would prefer not, that weren't here. I wish I wasn't like this. Or if, for example, if you're having, like, self-criticism can be one of them. It can be really, I can be hard on myself if I'm not perhaps doing what I think I should be doing, or accomplishing what I'm supposed to accomplish, or whatever it is. So it's really easy to kind of get hooked into that story about what we're doing wrong, or perhaps the ways that we're maybe numbing out to our life and our circumstances, the things that we might not really want to be paying attention to. And it could also be, our own strengths that we don't want to acknowledge. So it's not just negative and hard things. It can be things that we might, we might not really love ourselves as much as we perhaps would be, we deserve it. So that's what the lunar eclipse is. It's a chance to kind of like pause and really integrate, like take the look at the shadowy parts of ourselves, the parts of ourselves that we prefer not to look at, and to really reach out to them and to love yourself. So it may be the part of yourself, for example, if you're down on yourself or not, maybe maybe you're having a day where you're just feeling like I can't do whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing today. I can't do it. And you can be kind of hard on yourself, or you can be resisting this whole energy around just resisting that feeling of honoring yourself. So the lunar eclipse is a chance to integrate those parts of ourselves. Like, yeah, sometimes I feel lazy. Sometimes I don't want to do it. Instead of fighting against the flow, you can acknowledge and welcome in those parts and say, because maybe they have a message for you. So, for example, that part of us that might just want to veg out and watch, Christmas movies or something, like there's a part of us that maybe really needs healing, and it can be very, very deep. So the lunar eclipse to me is about welcoming in all those aspects of yourself and then deciding what we can let go of. So maybe we need to let go of self-criticism, or you know, we all have, you know your story, right? So this is a real good chance for you for each of us to acknowledge that. And with the tarot, I'm going to be using the tarot here. So I'm going to be doing a reading for each sign. And so this could be your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising. And if you're not, you're welcome. Island Adventures, you're welcome. Good. She says, I love that. Thank you. Yeah, so this will be for each sign, and you can apply it yourself. And I encourage you somewhere to kind of think about how can you maybe include these lost aspects to yourself. What do you need to let go? What do you need to release? What do you have gratitude for? And how can you include these lost little parts of yourselves that just really want to be loved? So, and if that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. We're just going to go forward. So as with every reading, I say, take what serves you. If something here doesn't make any sense to you, just let it go, release it, and or maybe journal about it, think about it, and you can come back to it later. Okay, so the cards are ready. They're starting to jump here. So this is November 30th. If you've just joined in, I'm doing a live reading for all signs. Okay, so I'm going to start with Aquarius. So this is for Aquarius, which is January 20th to February 18th. So here we go. So Aquarians, the Emperor. So for this next lunar cycle, this is a chance for you to, the Emperor is about getting your job done, taking care of business. So you may have contracts, you may have, you know, you may have plans on what you should be, like some plans. So whatever it is that you're thinking of, this is like taking control of your life. It's taking, it's almost like taking on a role of leadership. If you're afraid to take on leadership, to take control, or if you feel intimidated about it, just look to the Emperor. And the Emperor is really about service. He's not really here doing it just for himself, but he feels very confident in his actions and in what he's doing, and he's doing it for the greater good. Some of us may feel really uncomfortable with this, with the masculine energy that is perceived in Emperor. But please remember that this isn't about a male. It's about the energy of confidence. It's about the it's kind of like a yang energy about getting out there and taking action, or even just within your own life, within your own world, taking action and doing it for your own higher good, or perhaps for the higher good that of people that you are governing over, perhaps. And because you have a strength here, so capitalize on that strength. And if you're, for example, writing contracts, this is where you want to like dot the I's, cross the T's, really kind of like pull things together and get very clear on what you're doing and how you want to perform, or what you want to take happen. So take charge of your life. So that's for the Aquarians. That's the Emperor. And now we're going to move on to Pisces, which is February 19th to March 20th. And if this resonates with you, I invite you to just hop in, and or if you have any questions or whatever, please feel free to write them out here. Okay, so this is for Pisces. Oh, Justice. Wow, this is we've got two major arcana cards here. So as you look at this, so whether you're a sun, moon, or rising sign, the Justice is about, you know, when we first look at, we see this woman, she's sitting on a throne. She has this bright red garb on, which speaks of like feeling empowered. She has this green cloak around her and a blue scarf around her neck. So this is about speaking her truth. She loves herself. Hello, Ocean Yogish, Virgo sun. Okay, great. So right now, I'm glad that you're here. We'll be going into Virgo in a little bit. Right now we're on Pisces. And so sun, moon, or rising. So the Justice is about like being honest with yourself and with the people around you. Many people sometimes have a hard time like really speaking their truth because they're worried maybe about hurting people's feelings, might be afraid of the outcome. But the Justice, like she's passionate. Look at this purple cloak that's behind her. She's passionate about what she does, and she has a very strong intuition, but she is not going to be swayed this way or that way by other people. She trusts her own inner truth, and she's connected with a higher truth. You can see this crown on her head. She sits on her throne. So she balances, and she holds this sword of like clarity. So this is encouragement for you, whatever, which of these signs that your sun, moon, or rising. For Pisces, the Justice is about like we want to get balanced and we want to just stick with what is fair and true, and that will cut through all the garbage. Legality sometimes can come in here, the law, issues around the law, but even more it's about really honoring your truth and sitting in your power around that. Great. Ocean Yogi, yay. Thank you. I'm a Pisces full moon. Oh, awesome. So I hope that really helps you to kind of like, I'm a Pisces moon as well. And the Justice card can help us to really get focused and honor ourselves and our intuition and believe that there's truth in it. Perfect. Okay, so now we're moving on to Aries. Okay, so Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Here we go, Aries. Okay, so we're coming to an end of a cycle. This is a very dramatic looking card. I'm just going to pause by saying you're welcome, Ocean Yogi. You feel it. It feels so hard to be decisive. So then that Justice card will really serve you. And thank you for sharing that. And so here we are for Aries. This is, you're at an end of a cycle. It feels like that there's been a lot of stress for you, and it may be yours, it may be someone else's. But it's kind of like we're just going to let the drama around that go. And again, it may be this full moon eclipse that has really kind of impacted your energy, and it's been stressful. You've been in your head a lot, so perhaps you need to get out. You need to go and go for a walk, get out of your head, and know that this too shall pass. The nice thing about the Ten of Swords is at the end of a cycle, and it's a very dramatic looking card. This is nothing to be afraid of. It's just saying that there's been some high drama around you. And so because if you were here in the beginning of the video, we were talking about embracing our shadowy aspects of ourselves. So I feel for you now that don't be so hard on yourself if you feel over agitated. Like, let's not get, let that self-criticism come in. Okay, so we're going to let that go. Love yourself, no matter how you've been behaving, how you've been acting, whatever it is. So you're really going to love yourself, and you will. When you do that, then you can move through this cycle. Okay, so that was for Aries, and now welcome for those of you who have joined. We're moving on to Taurus. We're doing a full moon and eclipse reading. So here we are for Taurus. So Taurus, we have the Two of Swords in reversed. This is a really, to me, what I'm feeling for you, it's the Two of Swords is about taking that sacred pause. There's a choice that we might need to be making, and there may be a bit of a lack of clarity on what I should do, what I shouldn't do, but inside, in your gut, I think you know the truth. So you really want to listen to your instinct and listen to what feels really true for you. And it's not up to you to carry it. There might feel a lot of responsibility around the decision that you make, but remember that other people's emotions are not your responsibility. Okay, you need to do what's right for you. So the Two of Swords in reverse is really about going and listening to your gut, but you do have a choice to make. And once you make it, it'll be easier for you to move forward and you'll feel a lot better about it. So yeah, so listen to yourself, not to other people at this time. That's what I'm feeling for you. Okay, now we're moving on to Gemini. So if you're Gemini sun, moon, or rising, you can take this for yourself. Gemini, whoops, jumping out. So here we have the Geminis. We have a jumper, and it is the Six of Pentacles. And this is about giving and receiving energy. The Pentacles are about our physical world, our physicality, or it might be our body, our house, our home. It's like being grounded and how we give and take impacts our energy. So there's this funny feeling around this card here. In the sense that it's not a funny feeling, but I kind of feel like there's a reversal with it, and it doesn't know which way it wants to be. So if you are kind of relating to this, what I'm feeling for you, Gemini, is that it's about, I feel like that there's this kind of a give and take for you. Sometimes you feel like you're giving too much, and sometimes you feel like you're not giving enough. Sometimes you feel like, you kind of get caught in between how much is too much and how much is too little. A lot about boundaries. So it's for you, like, I think it's really important that you get grounded and don't be so hard on yourself, because here we're talking again about the shadowy aspect of our, like, the lunar eclipse. I encourage you to be, you know, really loving and kind to yourself. Sometimes you might be feeling that you don't have strong enough boundaries. Well, you know, a lot of us don't have strong enough boundaries, or we kind of go through this time. It's a time of testing. So that's what I'm feeling for you. It's kind of like just keep building that muscle. It's like going to the gym and you keep working out and your muscles get stronger. So keep working with your boundaries of give and take. If you're starting to feel resentful, you know that you've given too much. Okay, that's a clear sign of that your boundaries have been violated. So you are worthy. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of receiving all the good things in life. So this is the message for you, Gemini. Great. And now we move on to the sign of Cancer. So that's June 21st to July 22nd. And so whether sun, moon, or rising, you can take this for you. So here we go. So we have, for Cancers, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So just kind of taking a look at this card. Cancers, I feel like that you have been feeling that you've been in a situation where you feel like you are caught, you're stuck, you want to get free, you don't have a choice. Spirit is saying you always have a choice, and it may not be as evident as you feel, but I feel like that a lot of this has to do with your internal dialogue. It's like your perception of the situation. I think we need to begin with you having value in yourself, believing, like letting go of the script that has been going on in the head. So, and reminding yourself that I have choices, even how I think, the way that I think. It's a choice on how the thoughts I choose to tell myself. So it might even be that you're going to write on a Post-it note, like something positive and affirming for yourself, helping to shift that script that's going on in the head. So you will be moving through this. And again, you don't need to be a prisoner of someone else's devices, is almost what I want to say, like someone else's thoughts and beliefs. Really kind of be clear on what you want to own for yourself. Okay, so, and now we move on to Leo. So this is July 23rd to August 22nd. We're doing readings for all signs, and this is Leo right now. Okay, so we've had a jumper here. So we have the Ace of Swords. So for this next period of time, until the new moon, or today, or whatever day, whenever you're watching this, for you, again, we have a card that was in reverse. It kind of jumped out, and this is, for me, again, it's a sense of that you're kind of moving into, there might be a new project that's coming your way, a new idea that you might be having, but you might be having some doubts about, nah, I shouldn't proceed with this. I feel that you should. Of course, use reason, but the Ace of Swords is like this new way of thinking. There's like fresh ideas, like it's the seed of that entire what do you call it? element of air, the Ace of Swords. But there I feel like that there's some self-doubt, and you're kind of second guessing yourself. So we're going to let that go. You're going to start believing yourself, okay? So believe in your thoughts and your ideas. And if you, do some journaling around it. So I feel like that there's a flip that is about to happen for you. And it doesn't mean that you have to get started on a new project or whatever it is right away. But I feel like that we're going to be doing a little bit work on our beliefs around this, and then we're going to be moving forward. And I just love the rose that's in there, and it's like a gift that's being offered to you. So just because someone offers you something as well doesn't mean you have to say yes. That's what I'm feeling around this as well. You really want to go in and trust what feels like. Give yourself time to say, absolutely, let me just think about that. And because you are sovereign over your own thoughts. Okay, great. So now we're moving into Virgo. So that was Leo, right? Let me see here. I think it was just Leo, right? Yeah, absolutely. I have a tendency to kind of get a little lost. Now we're Virgo. Okay, so Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. What does Virgo need to know? Okay, so Virgo, another kind of reverse card here, but it wants to be seen upright, Judgment. So this is a really, Virgo, oh my gosh, I love you Virgos. Let's not be so hard on ourselves, okay? And I feel like there's opportunity here for some kind of reconciliation with, especially with your own inner aspect, your own shadowy self. Yeah, that's what I'm really feeling here. The Judgment card often has to do with rising up and seeing things from another perspective. There's a real sense of growth and evolution that has happened. So if you, sun, moon, or rising sign, if you resonate with this, great. And if you don't, I'm going to encourage you to do a little bit of reflection on loving yourself, forgiving yourself. And then there's also forgiveness for the people around you. And it doesn't mean that you are necessarily going to say that what has happened, what's transpired is okay, but we're going to release that, any kind of release that what do they say, that tension that we hold within ourselves of when something has happened that hasn't felt right. So we're going to love ourselves, love that part of ourselves that feels the tension, so that we're not kind of holding two coals, if I want to put it, because we have the situation that's happened, and then we take the other one that it feels so hard to be holding that. We want to love ourselves. And I hope that makes sense here. There's something here about just be more gentle on yourself, because you can be so hard on yourself. So that was for our Virgos. So we're releasing that and moving out of that energy into forgiveness and seeing things from a higher perspective. We really need that in this world right now. Great. So now we're moving into Leo, September 23rd to October 22nd. And if you've just joined, this is a reading for all signs. And here we go. So whether it's your sun, moon, or your rising. Okay. So this is for Libra. A lot of reverses here. Okay, so Libras, you guys have been working so hard. You have been visualizing, and you've been really trying to manifest what you have been, you know, like working for so long. I feel like that lately you feel like that you've lost a little focus, however. And no fret, it's going to come back. I think that sometimes if you're feeling a little burnt out, it's because that we need to take a break from time to time. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to return to it, but you just pull back, take a little break, and then come back to it with a renewed energy, Libras. Again, everything in balance. So all work and no play makes, you know the rest of that one. So I feel like you just need to take a little bit of pause here. Great. And now we're moving on to Scorpio. So what do Scorpios need to know? October 21st to November 1st. And Scorpios, it is the 8 of Cups. And so this is a time, so we have this full moon and eclipse, and it's a really great time. This is like really encapsulates a lot of what I was talking about in the beginning of the video, of recognizing what works for you and also what not working for you. I just love this whole moon situation here. It really feels like it's where we are right now. So this is when something isn't feeling right for you, you have that feeling inside of you, and it's time to move on. It doesn't mean you're going to necessarily be moving an entire situation or relationship or anything like that, but it's like we want to get out of that that energy where we start to feel a little cloyed, we feel like it's not working for us anymore, and we need to leave and we need to move forward. So it might be just even getting up out of your chair and going for a walk, just like the picture here. However, sometimes it's like this full moon eclipse is a good time to kind of recognize, take a inventory in your life and what is serving you, what's working for you, and then kind of realigning and then moving forward into something that, even though you might not know exactly what it is, you have to take action, otherwise things get stagnant. So, and also if you've been feeling that things are a bit stagnant, it's because you need action, you need change. There's some kind of change that's coming up for here for you. So honor that. Lovely. Okay, so now we're on to Sagittarius, November 22nd to 21st. Sagittarius, this is for you. The Knight of Swords. This is for action. This is about getting up, getting things done, moving forward. It feels like it might be a busy time for you. So I encourage you over this next while to pace yourself, to go at a pace that, to check in with yourself, that you're moving at a pace that is sustainable. However, this isn't going to be a time for you to just kind of sit back and do nothing. We're going to move forward. We're going to get things done, but don't burn out, okay? So that's really the advice for you. Get her done. And finally, for Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. Capricorn. Okay, so you're moving out. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. You've been carrying a lot of responsibility. Perhaps you've been feeling stressed or kind of burnt out. This has been what's been going on for you. It's really a time to let some of that go, and because it's just sometimes you can only hold so much energy, and you don't have to carry other people's stuff as well. That's what it also feels like too. So the 10s are often an opportunity to kind of look at what's yours, what's your energy, what are you carrying, expectations of other people. Like, you don't need to carry everybody's stuff. People are responsible for their own emotions, and don't deny other people the responsibility to take care of their own business. So the 10 of Wands right now in reverse, it's like I want to pull some of those responsibilities away from you and really get more clear on what's really your responsibility and what's sustainable for you. And again, with it being full moon and eclipse, this is an opportunity to do that, like work on your, like, what are your subconscious beliefs about what's your responsibility and what isn't your responsibility, because I feel like that you're taking on more than you need to. So I'm sending you love, and I'm sending all of you signs love, and then we'll just do one for the collective. Just a reminder that I'm going to be posting this on YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page. So, and YouTube will have the timestamps. So this is for all of us. What do we all need to know as we're moving forward? Wow, okay, so a lot of reverses. This was another reverse, the Seven of Swords. And to me, wow, I think we're all collectively kind of going through some kind of I'm trying to figure out the way to really word this. Like, there's this collective awakening, I feel, of we've with the COVID, we have really kind of gone through, what I'm hearing, I've seen in myself and seen with other people, many different stages of acceptance, non-acceptance, grief, anger, whatever it is, responsibility. We all have different beliefs, and that's not what I'm really getting into here and now. But I feel like that there has been some kind of, at this point, we're kind of moving into the Yuletide season, and there's this sense of feeling like ripped off or cheated, or it's not fair. There's this underlying unrest that I'm kind of feeling, and I'm feeling with this card. So with the shadow that comes with the lunar eclipse right now, kind of reflect on your own beliefs about what has been happening, what's going on in the, the zeitgeist in the entire collective. So I think that we're all needing to kind of let go of finger pointing, of blaming, of looking at each other and what they're doing and what they're not doing. And this is the time to take full responsibilities for our own actions, our own beliefs, and our behaviors, and and let them come from a place of trusting in our own selves, and trusting that other people they have it within them to kind of figure out the solutions for themselves as well. So trust, letting go of the mistrust of our own selves. And my teacher, Carly Forrest, will often say, may I trust the mysterious unfolding of my life. And that's what I feel here. Let's just somehow begin to come back into that. May I trust the mysterious unfolding of my life, and move forward with that, because we really are in a mystery here. We are all in a mystery here, and someone with the name Mystic just joined in right now. I love the synchronicity of that. Hello. And have extreme love for ourselves. So I'm going to leave that with you, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Questions, comments, feedback, always welcome. I will read them all and respond if I can. Again, this will be on YouTube. I'll put timestamps on Facebook and on Instagram, where I am live right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I wish you a blessed full moon, lunar eclipse in Gemini, and may we love ourselves deeply. Be well. Bye for now.